How's it going, everybody? And welcome back to the Shameless Watch Collector. We are just days away from the 11/11 AliExpress sale, the biggest of the year. Last week we took a look at the watches on my wish list for this year's sale, but I'm even more excited for today's video because we're looking at watches that I own and love. Ones from my own collection that I would recommend checking out and potentially adding to your collection. But it gets even better. I am bringing the receipts. That's right, I'm going to show you how much I paid for every single watch in this list. I'm going to show you how I save money, what discounts I use, and I'm going to show you how to do the exact same thing. Every watch I mentioned in this video will be affiliate linked in the description below. We're going to be covering a wide range of brands and styles, and I think we're going to have something for everybody. So without further ado, let's get into it. First on the list, we have the Suggest Moonphase Master Automatic. Suggest has a knack for making watches that feel far more sophisticated than their price suggests. The Moonphase Master is one of their finest examples, blending traditional watchmaking complications with modern execution and just the right touch of artistry. At first glance, it's absolutely stunning with a dial that looks as clear as a night sky in the desert. Suggest uses real blue goldstone, often called stardust, to create a deep, glittering surface that constantly changes in the light. Each dial is unique, and no two patterns are the same. The case measures 41mm across and 13mm thick, and it's made from 316L stainless steel with polished and brushed transitions. On wrist, I feel like this watch strikes the perfect balance between dress and daily wear. Inside is the Seagull ST2528 automatic movement, an in-house movement that's a legitimate piece of engineering. It runs at 21,600 beats per hour, offers about 42 hours of power reserve. The movement is also dressed up with polished screws and a beautifully engraved rotor visible through the transparent caseback. However, the star of the show, even more than the Aventurine dial, no pun intended, is the Moonphase complication. For anyone unfamiliar, a moonphase tracks a 29.5-day lunar cycle by rotating a disc beneath the dial. It shows the moon's current phase as seen from the Earth, such as new moon, half, full, and everything in between. On this specific model, the moon disc sits in a finely cut aperture, centered towards the bottom of the dial, bringing just the right amount of attention to another aspect of what makes this watch so special. The lume on the moon and the stars is absolutely brilliant, and easily my favorite lume of any watch that I own. The glow is clean, even, and give this watch something amazing to look at, even when it's dark and the Aventurine dial can't do its thing. The finishing continues throughout with sapphire crystal and anti-reflective coating, solid stainless steel caseback, plus this watch comes with 2 watch straps, this blue leather one, as well as a metal one. Who doesn't love a free watch strap? Everything about this watch, from its polished lugs to its dial depth, feels thoughtfully constructed and intentional for all the right reasons, and definitely not assembled on a budget. I love this watch. And here is my Suggest Moonphase Master. I purchased this one about a year ago on AliExpress during a sale, and I've loved it more and more with each day. But there's the price I got it for, along with the other Suggest that I showed you guys last week. But both watches were marked down due to the sale, and I also used the coupon code from that sale to bring it down a little bit over $20, bring the total to just over $200, around $100 per watch. So a really, really good deal, and I think a no-brainer for this one, and I would not be surprised if you get it for that much during the 11/11 sale. Second on the list, we have the Tandorio GMT Automatic 40mm. The Tiffany blue bezel with the white dial is by far my favorite look for any GMT or dive style watch, and nothing even comes close. However, to my knowledge, you're limited to this Tandorio, an identical looking Blagger, and the Pagani Design PD1662 if you're looking for this specific colorway. After more deliberation than I'm proud of, I went with this Tandorio simply because I like the cleaner look on the dial and I wanted to try out a new brand because I already have plenty of Pagani Design watches. And I'm glad I did, as I've really enjoyed this watch. It has the Seiko NH35A movement. You have the GMT function to track multiple time zones. You also have sapphire glass with a cyclops covering that beautiful dial. Absolutely no playback on that bezel, and 316L stainless steel covering this entire watch. This watch also provides a little bit of customization, giving you the option between the GMT written on the dial or a totally blank dial like this one. You can also choose between a transparent caseback or a metal caseback if you don't feel like looking at that movement. Also, if you're not a fan of my colorway, there's just about anything under the sun you can think of that Tendorio offers. So if you have a specific colorway that's hard to find like I do, I can almost promise you that Tendorio offers it. I have seen some complaints online about these stainless steel bracelets being on the sharper side, and I actually would tend to agree. It certainly isn't as smooth as something like a San Martin, but it's nothing offensive either, and still really good for the price. Here's my Tendorio. I went with the GMT writing, and I also have the transparent caseback. And man, I really tried to get the light on this watch so you can see just how beautiful that Tiffany blue is on the bezel. I got this watch on sale for $85, and then I used coupons and coins to get it down over $20, and the final price after taxes came out to $75. Don't forget about AliExpress coins as well, a great way to save money. And if you're not aware of how to acquire coins on AliExpress, let me know in the comments, and I'll make a video showing you how I earn multiple dollars worth of coins each day with just a few minutes of my time. Next up, we have the AliExpress AD2059. So if you watched my wishlist video, you may have noticed that AliExpress was absent on that video. And that wasn't by mistake, and it's because I knew they were going to be all over this video, and this watch is where it all started for me. However, I'm talking about the 39mm automatic version of this watch, not the quartz version that's 36mm and I often see being promoted on this website. The 36mm version is still nice and a better fit for some wrists, but I just love all the upgrades you get with the 39mm version. First off, you get the Seiko NH35A automatic movement instead of the VH quartz movement. Both do provide the sweeping seconds hand, but you can tell the difference when they're side by side, with the NH movement providing just a little bit smoother of an action. The face of the watch also gets an upgrade, getting sapphire glass instead of the mineral crystal used on the quartz version, along with a much higher quality looking and feeling stainless steel strap. But the biggest difference to me between the two versions is the logo. I'm a huge fan of this calligraphy style logo, and I think it's a way better fit for this style of watch than what they use on the quartz version, which is their scuba diver type logo they like to use on a lot of their watches. Some people might enjoy this one more, and if you do, I guess just answer me this question. If this logo is better, how come they only offer a sterile version of the quartz watch and not the calligraphy one? I'm just giving you guys a hard time, as this is all subjective and the 36 will fit some wrists better, and genuinely you cannot go wrong with either one, as it really is all about that beautiful sand dune style dial that AliExpress made so famous with this watch. This was actually my first AliExpress watch ever, and I still find myself wearing it a lot, constantly being reminded as to why this watch is so popular. And here's mine with the blue dial. I actually bought this so long ago that I think it was on a different account and I can't find it in my orders. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to find this on AliExpress right now, and I'm going to show you guys how to get it for as cheap as possible. Alright, so here it is, and this is from AliExpress's actual official store on AliExpress, $104. So first I'm going to go on the AliExpress store on AliExpress and look to see if they have any store-specific coupons, and check that out, they do. These store-specific coupons can be combined with AliExpress sale coupons, which is exactly what I'm about to do. So by combining that coupon, the sale coupon, and a little bit of coins, we get the price all the way down to $93 US. Next on today's list is the Bernie AM181MS. From my oldest AliExpress watch to my newest one, this is actually my most recently purchased watch on this list by a brand that I was very eager to try out. I'm happy to say that Bernie did not disappoint in the slightest. What got me interested in this specific model was that beautiful dial color and the internal bezel. I've always wanted to try out a watch with an internal bezel like this one. It's adjusted via the upper crown at 2 o'clock. It turns both ways, smoothly and satisfying, and you never have to worry about knocking it out of place. It's a design touch straight out of vintage compressor divers from the 1960s, and it gives this watch a real identity. The lower crown handle is winding and time setting. The symmetry looks great, but most importantly, it's functional. This is 42mm across, sits at 14mm thick with a lug-to-lug of 49mm. The thickness is noticeable and definitely something I'm still getting used to. It's a good thing this has a sapphire lens because I'm always afraid I'm going to bang this up against something. However, for its weight at 178 grams, it doesn't feel anywhere near that heavy on wrist while still feeling nice and hefty off wrist. Inside, it has the Miyota 8215 automatic movement driving the gears, a widely respected engine with a sweeping seconds hand, plenty of parts availability, and proven reliability. With 200 meters of water resistance, I would trust this watch in any depth of water I'm comfortable going in. It has quality materials throughout, a unique bezel, tons of colorways to choose from, and I think the pricing for this watch is more than fair. And here's mine, in the color that should be pretty obvious to you guys at this point, showing off that awesome internal bezel. And let's talk about how to get your hands on this watch. So I shouldn't have said recently purchased earlier in this video, as this one was actually gifted to me. So let's do the same thing we did with the AliExpress watch and find this on AliExpress and see how cheap we can make it. And here we are, down to $116, down from original price of $133.91 from the Bernie official store on AliExpress. Coupon codes I used was a code from their store. The sale code currently going on, which is probably going to be worse than the 11/11 sale, almost guaranteed, and the 50 cents of shopping credit I have right now. And remember, I do live in the United States, so all this pricing includes all taxes, tariffs, whatever they want to throw at us. That is how much you will pay shipped to your door. And for our penultimate watch, we have the San Martin SN0130B. Unsurprisingly, this is my favorite watch in my collection. San Martin has built a reputation for delivering some of the best finishing and value in modern watchmaking, and the SN0130B is a perfect example of why collectors are taking this brand so seriously. I actually went back and forth between this and the GMT version, the SN0129. The deciding factor was two reasons. First, I felt the non-GMT kept the aventurine dial clean and balanced without the extra hand, and not to mention without the 24-hour scale cluttering the bezel. Also, to be honest, money. With this one coming around $50 to $75 cheaper than the GMT on average, it just made more sense to me. Personally, I thought the 12-hour brush bezel just looked sharper and more versatile. It was just enough to convince me not to spend the extra money on the GMT functionality. And honestly, I have zero regrets. At its core, the SN0130B is about materials. Even if my aventurine isn't for you, this watch has a variety of natural, one-of-a-kind patterns with no printing and no fake textures to choose from. You have the green malachite dial. You also have the white mother of pearl that San Martin has come up with, as well as their black mother of pearl style. No matter what it is, you know that it's exclusive to you and one of a kind. Either way, the case is 316L stainless steel. It's 42mm across, with a thickness of 12.9mm. It has a brush bezel that catches light cleanly. The transitions between finishes are incredibly crisp. That's another area where San Martin really separates themselves from the others. Inside, you'll find the NH35 automatic movement, providing that beautiful sweeping seconds hand we've talked about so much in this video. The bracelet is a solid 3-link construction with an on-the-fly adjustment clasp that helped me find that perfect fit. And I really can't even describe just how easy this on-the-fly clasp was to operate when I first got this watch. I had this watch fitting to my wrist better than anything I owned within seconds. Just another example of what is making San Martin the gold standard for Chinese watchmaking. I actually had a comment on my last video when I talked about San Martin that put it better than I think I even could. This person owns an Omega and a Seiko. I certainly don't own an Omega. And he's talking about how the quality of his San Martin blew him away, even compared to his Omega. This is the type of quality you can expect from this brand. Like I said in my past video, my expectations for San Martin were already so high before purchasing my first watch from them, and they still blew me away. I truly cannot speak to how happy this watch makes me. So really, could not recommend this one enough. And also to address the comments about the scratches on the bracelet, I have heard that same thing before. I can say I wear this watch a lot since purchasing it about 4 months ago, and I have hit it against a few things and I have not to experience those scratches yet, but with the level of brushing, I could believe them. I could see how that could be possible. Other specs on this watch include lume that uses BGW9X1 that glows in crisp blue, with even application across the hands and markers. Water resistance is at 100 meters. The crystal is sapphire with AR coating. Add a screw down crown and a solid case back and you pretty much have what I consider the perfect watch. San Martin does not cut corners. They just prove what's possible when this level of attention to detail is not reserved for 4 or 5 figure watches. And I love them for it. So here is mine, my favorite watch that I own from AliExpress. Obviously, and very unsurprisingly, in the Aventurine. And here's the price I paid for it. My price shipped to my door was $202, and that was with a combination of a store coupon, coins, a sale coupon, and a bonus for $16, which was from a return. So let's actually go ahead and say this was $218 for me, which honestly is just an absolute no-brainer for a watch of this quality. If you're just talking about craftsmanship and attention to detail, anything under $1,000 is a great deal for this watch. So if you can grab this in the 11/11 sale for under $250, do not think twice. And last but definitely not least, we have Addy's Dive Quartz Dive Watches. So I like to end these videos with the most affordable option, and lucky for you guys, you're getting a 3-for-1 special today because I have a problem when it comes to these watches. And I think you'll understand once you see the prices that I paid for each one, but really it's just the quality that Addy's Dive delivers at these prices for these amazing watches cannot be matched by anybody, and it's really not even close. I just mentioned how that San Martin is my favorite watch, but when it comes to ultra affordable Chinese watches and what I love about Chinese watches, Addy's Dive sticks out. I just cannot get enough of this brand, and they truly have a soft spot in my heart. And someone please help me because I cannot stop buying these watches. I own the AD2054, H3D-QZ, and I have 2 H3QZs, one with the black and green pictured and another that I bezel swapped. And they all have a lot in common. They all have the Miyota 2115 movement, 316L stainless steel, engraved case backs. They also have screw down crowns, and they have mineral glass covering the dial. And my goodness, Addy's Dive does not mess around with their lume. The lume in all these watches is so impressive, maybe into a fault, to where it's so yellow on the markings on the watch dial itself. All these watches have 200 meters of water resistance, and that is for real. I brought this thing swimming in the ocean, and it did not skip a beat. I can trust this watch anywhere I bring it. I'd say the watch that's the most different from the bunch is the 2054 on screen right now, mostly because of that soft feel you get in the bezel. I really enjoy that, and it kind of makes this one stick out from the rest of the group. But since we're talking about bezels, you heard me mention that I bezel swapped one of them. Well, I actually bezel swapped 2 of them. I bezel swapped the white one as well. And that's what I love about these watches so much. They're so much fun to experiment with. They have that perfect balance of not being too expensive to where you don't want to mess with them, but not being too cheap to where they aren't worth your time. So let me show you these. My name is Shameless, and I'm addicted to buying Addy's Dive Quartz watches. So first up, we have my AD2054 in blue, and get ready for these prices because I'm about to blow your mind. So this one I picked up for only $27 after using a combination of a coin discount and a sale discount. I mean, come on, how can you say no to this beautiful watch for only $27? Next up, we have my pair of H3QZs. This is the black and green one that I left untouched. And I bought these together, which definitely helped me save a little bit more money by upgrading the coupon code. But get ready because I got this one for $47 total for 2 watches, so just around $23 per watch. And here's the bezel swapped one, along with even the bezel receipt. Paid about $5 for that one. And before you ask, does it make sense that I put a GMT bezel on a non-GMT watch? No. Do I care? No. Hence the name of this channel. But in all seriousness, just look at how perfect the bezel fits on these Addy's Dive watches. The sweet spot is that 38.30.6 millimeters. No matter where you buy it from, just make sure that's the size you buy. And last, we have the H3D-QZ, which I got for $29 using a store coupon, a sale coupon, and coins. And my plan was always to bezel swap this watch and never did wear it with the black bezel, so I immediately threw on this pink bezel. I paid a little bit more for this one, $8, but I just love how it looks. It's so unique, and I really can't think of any other watch that has this color scheme. Might not be for everybody, but I love it. And I think it's the perfect example of how you can get these super affordable watches and buy a bezel and make them entirely your own. Let me know in the comments if you guys would like me to make a video on how to do these bezel swaps properly. And that is going to do it for this video. I hope you found something that interests you and something that you will want to pick up during this 11/11 sale. All watches are affiliate linked in the description. Before I go today, I just want to say thank you to everybody so much, all these new subscribers and all these viewers from my past video. I was truly so blown away by the feedback and just the amount of views. I never in a million years could have imagined that type of thing happening, and it just means more to me than I can ever describe. I just love watches so much, and I was so excited to make these videos, and I was having so much fun making them. I never could have imagined this happening. So thank you so much to all of those who have joined me for this journey. I've been thinking about the best way I could thank you guys, and the best I could come up with is a watch giveaway. So when and if I hit 1,000 subscribers, I will be giving away a watch from my collection, and I'll be showing you guys which watch that is in the next video. So please continue to subscribe, like, comment, share these videos, and let's continue to grow this community. I am so full of gratitude, and thank you guys so much. I'll see all you guys in the next video. Shameless Watch Collector, signing off. And always remember, it's not that serious.